My fellow citizens, my thanks first of all to those who went to vote and placed their trust in the candidate of the movement qualified for the runoff vote. We were present in 120 constituencies, twice as much as in 2012, so that's cause for satisfaction. This evening, we have 6 National Front MPs elected this evening.
Dans 5 dans le bassin minier.
5 in the mining area, Dominique Pajot, Dominique Nobis, José Vra, and Sébastien Chenu. We await with impatience further results that are expected shortly because a number of constituencies, the polling stations close later. I'll be sitting next to them because voters of the 11th constituency elected with close on 58% of the vote elected me and 66% on the Hénin-Beaumont list.
Leur confiance est pour moi un très grand honneur.
The confidence they place in me is a great honor. Abstention reached an all-time high. The weakness in turnout shows that the mistrust in respect of politics reaching new heights. The election of Mr. Macron, the head of the country, has plunged the country in a situation of fatigue, which is worrying. This weakness is a worrying sign, and this 5-year term is starting on a bad note because with the low turnout, there's that of the representativeness of the Assembly elected this evening. The mode of voting of legislative elections is undemocratic. We have the striking confirmation of this. It's outrageous that a movement such as ours that brought together 16 million votes of the first round and 3 million cannot obtain a group at the Assembly. I repeat my call this evening, and I will repeat that insistently. It's vital for our democracy to install proportional voting at parliamentary elections as well as others. This government that boasts that it wishes to improve ethics in public life should begin by addressing this onerous problem of representation and the terrible consequences, massive abstention, mistrust, and total disinterest in political life. The landscape has shifted considerably during this election. The Social Party is decimated. The Republicans are sharply reduced as well as profoundly divided. The party of new elected representatives announced that they will support the government. At the end of the day, even if it's not reflected in the balance of power of the new parliament, the recomposition of political life is happening. The former dominant parties have become satellite parties of a movement that encompasses them all. Faced with this bloc that represents the oligarchy, this behemoth of the system, which is supported by all the financial movements and the media, we're the only force of resistance to the dilution of France, its social model and its identity. We are and remain loyally the defenders of the interests of the French people. We will assume this defense with our means in Parliament, but also in public debate. We'll fight with all our strength the deleterious plans of the government that's only in place to apply the roadmap sent to it from Brussels. We will contest out loud the new labour law, which will run havoc with the workers. We'll be against massive tax hikes for pensioners and employees. We will also fight the migratory policy, which will accelerate the arrival of migrants in agreement with Angela Merkel's Germany. We will fight for the independence of our country by opposed to free trade treaties and federalism. If the Macron government has a strong majority in Parliament, he must know that his ideas are in the minority in the country, and the French will not support the plans that weaken our nation They are the spokesmen of the millions of people attached to their history, their nation, national solidarity, supporting the weakest, and the greatness of their national identity and French civilization. Patriots must hear this appeal for hope and know that we will always be there tomorrow, stronger than today, to defend France, French people, and offer the nation a project for the future that will break at last with the policy conducted for decades. Long live the Republic, long live France.